This is the assembly instructions for the main storage box. I'm going to have 3 stages for building this. This will be the main one that we're going to refer to as the storage box and all the components that are with it. And then we'll have, followed by that, the token tray lid, and then also the lid for the storage box itself. So with all these pieces, I'm going to push them to the side as I'm building and then pull them as I need. Feel free to follow along also with the PDF instructions as well. And before we get started, we would strongly recommend that you do use wood glue. And when doing so, a lot of times what we'll use, and just as an example, is these little divots that kind of appear here. We'll actually apply the glue in those areas there before we're actually putting it in place. And then I'll periodically, while I'm going through the instructions as well, and I'll give you some tips on that as well. All right, so I'm gonna move some of these pieces aside, and then we'll get started on the main steps here. So the first piece that we're gonna need is actually gonna be right here. And so this is gonna be the right center wall piece. And we're gonna actually take these smaller pieces here, and these are actually gonna, we refer to them as token holders. And this is actually where you'll be placing the Boss tokens at. And so with these little token holder pieces, there should be 4. Just apply a tiny bit of glue just on the inside there, and then we'll actually place them along the top here, where there's 4 little notches that kind of create a little bit of the bottom of a U. We'll have them placed right there. Then the next step that we're going to take is going to be taking the token divider pieces, which are the slightly larger, and applying some glue right in the corners there. And we're going to actually place them on these 2 sides here. And then to finish it on the side here, we're going to take this piece, which is the token wall piece, and attach it to the right center wall along these notches here. And so we'll actually apply some glue here, apply some glue here, and glue here. Snap that in place. So then the next thing we'll do is we'll grab the token holder floor piece and attach it to the token wall piece. And so this is the token holder floor. And when we do attach this, we want to make sure that the shorter space on this side, we want to pay attention to that when we're for the next step. But just make sure that this shorter side here, and then also on this piece, there's a bigger U on this side. And so assemble it just like this, so that when you're seeing for U, the bigger U on this side, and the smaller one on this side, and there'll be a short space here. Assemble it just like that. So then the next step, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put this, and you can apply some glue there. We're gonna apply it, and it's gonna go right over all the little pieces we've been putting together so far. And then the floor, the token floor, there'll be 2 notches right there that will go right inside this place here. So feel free to line it up. There's gonna be a lot of little tokens to line up, so feel free to take your time and make sure everything is lined up, and then feel free to apply pressure right in the joints. All right, so once you've got that in place, the next step is going to be taking the middle wall pieces, which are right here, and placing them in the right center wall where these notches are. And just feel free to apply glue on the inside of the notches there. Apply glue there. And then the next one, you're gonna take this piece here, and then you're going to attach it just like this. So what I'd recommend for here is applying the glue all on the inside notches that are all along here, and then placing this right on top of everything. And feel free again to take your time to make sure everything is kind of lined up, because there will be a few things to maneuver here. And don't force it, but just kind of, you know, make sure that it's in a good place before you snap it in. But then once it's ready to go, then, you know, the crackling sound is okay, because that's just the notches then setting in place and securing itself. And I'll always apply pressure along where that beam is that we have in there. That way I'm not applying pressure that potentially could snap the void there. All right, so the next step we're gonna have is we're gonna attach the card holder divider pieces. There's these ones here, and this will be actually facing up this way. And these two notches will be where both of these will go in, is right here and one right here. And I would apply glue right here on the inside. All right, so after that step is complete, then you'll want to attach the left center wall piece, and that's going to be this one here. And this will be attaching to the same spots that we were just putting before. Oops. At this point in time, with these, you'll actually be applying the glue right along here, and then placing this left center wall piece right next to it, right on top. All right. Should be coming along. Move some of the other pieces out of the way so you can see. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take what we've assembled so far and actually now place it on our floor piece. So we're going to have our floor piece right here, and this side here is going to be where we're going to attach what we've just done so far. So on the bottom of what we've done so far, in the inside grooves, just place the glue on those spots there. And have this so that what we first assembled at the very beginning of this video is facing towards the outside of this floor piece. And then we'll just want to snap everything into the floor. And feel free to take a little bit of time just to make sure it's all lined up. And do note on this side that there still will be a little notch we'll get to later in a later step. And that's okay, there should be some holes on that side. Just apply force up and down, because if you wobble it side to side, there's a chance that you might snap some of the wood. So just make sure when you're applying the force to push it inside, that you're just pushing straight down. Take a look. Looks like everything's in place. All right, we're good to go. All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna start assembling what's gonna eventually go on this side, so I'll move this out for now. So next we're going to attach take the divider back wall piece and attach it to one of the divider sidewall pieces that has all of these ridges along the top. And so we're going to apply the glue right on the inside here and just place it right in there. And then on the other side, we're going to take the other divider sidewall and then apply the glue on the other side of the divider back wall, and then just do the same here. And so then with this, what we're going to do is we're going to bring back our floor piece again. And then we're going to attach the divider side walls and the divider back wall. And the divider back wall, you'll notice that on this row that has all the little holes in it, there's one side that has some space and one that does not. That's going to be the side that you're actually going to place the divider back wall piece. And those last pair of notches right there. And so then what I'm doing in here is I'm just putting these in the little notches along the side. And what this will do is, as you have, for example, one of the dividers here, it gives you the ability to kind of rearrange and place the dividers wherever you'd like. And it gives it a little bit of a rotation. And so you'll have 5 of these that will come with the set, and that'll be for all the bosses. The boss cards will go in there. All right, so I'll move this to the side for now again, just real quick. And I'm going to take this piece here, and this is the player board back wall piece and the player board divider pieces. And we're gonna make sure that when we're applying the glue, it's gonna be on the side that's higher on this side, and place the glue in those notches and attach them together. And so then this piece combined is going to come back to our box here, and it's actually going to be attached right on this here. And so we're going to apply the glue right in there and attach it right in here. All right, so the next step, we're going to take this piece here, and this is the player board sidewall piece, and there's a notch in the floor right here, and that's actually going to be where we attach this one. So we'll apply a little bit of glue and make sure these notches here are actually pointing out this direction when we apply this. And we'll attach to the floor piece. All right, now these next few steps, this is where we're now actually gonna start putting the side walls in. And so we did give a little bit of room and wiggle room here, but it'll be the same. And so we wanna be very careful with these pieces. But you'll notice in the floor, there's a lot of notches around the outside. So we'll use the same technique each time we apply it. So we'll first put the wall, and I'll show you how this works too, but when we put the wall piece in, we wanna put it at a slight angle, because we'll place them in the floor first, and then we'll push them up against whatever it might be attaching that we've assembled so far. So what that looks like, we'll start on this side. So we're gonna attach the front wall piece here. And so this is the front wall. And so you'll want to actually have this side here is gonna be what's attached to what we just put in the floor. And then these little notches will actually slide over some of these other walls that we had placed in earlier steps. And so the same technique, what we'll do is we'll apply wood glue on the bottom of these notches here. We'll first, at a slight angle, place it right in the floor. And once we feel comfortable that everything's lined up, we can then start to slide it in and attach. So you'll have a few points here that they will be attaching. Point there, point here. Make sure everything's secure. All right, and that's so then we'll also do this with the side wall. And so this will be, let's do this side next here. And so on this side, we'll wanna pick this side wall that has 2 notches in it. There'll be 2 pieces that kind of look similar. Here, I'll show them real quick. And so we'll want the one that has the 2 notches inside for this side. And same technique, we're gonna apply first and first put wood glue along the bottom here. And then we're going to put it in the floor piece first, and then we're gonna roll it in to the side wall here and also right here as well. So a lot of times I'll apply pressure by just using the top and bottom, just make sure that it's snapping in place. Looks good to go. All right, we'll turn it around, and then we'll take the back wall piece, and then we will attach this the same way, or we'll apply wood glue on the bottom pieces there, and then we'll attach it to the floor piece here, and then roll it forward. Plates. Make sure this corner snaps in together. All right, so I just kind of gave myself a better angle, but now that you can see, I just kind of did that in the corner for the last step there to make sure it's nice and snug. All right, last side wall that we're going to place is going to be on this side. And so we will want this to be facing this direction so that the little loop over here is going to be on the same side as our divider. We'll place it in the floor and then roll it up into our other pieces here. All right, next we're gonna make the lid for the storage box. These are all the components you'll need for the lid. You'll also notice you got your nice little edge on the top, so make sure that's on top. You don't want to put that to waste. unless you want to have something that's maybe going from upside down, but that might not look as cool. All right, so the first step that we'll want to do is we'll want to take these little pieces here, and these are the posts. And so this top one, post 1 and then post 2, they look very similar, but you'll want to make note of the slight difference. There's 2 that are alike, and we'll be using them first to kind of connect to each other. And they should be making, if you've gotten the right 2, they should be making a plus, and they should be able to connect to each other and make that. And so when I just connect both of those, and then next what we're going to do is we're going to attach one of these that we've put together and actually place it inside of one of these lid sidewall pieces, right where there's the plus symbol there. And so when we are assembling it, it's very slight, but the end that is slightly smaller, the slightly smaller X, the side, than the larger one, the slightly smaller side is what we're actually going to be placing inside there. So if you were able to push it through, then you aren't putting it the right side. You should be able to push on it and it won't go all the way through. And then we'll do that on the same side, on the other side here. And then we'll take our circle pieces and actually place those right on top. And so I'll usually apply a little glue on the corners here. Put a little glue in the corner there. All right, now our sidewalls are all set. All right, so now that we've gone through those few steps, we're going to now take 2 of this, we're going to take the spacer post pieces and then one of the spacer pieces, and we're just going to put a slight amount of glue and attach them here. A slight some glue there. And repeat that step again with the remaining pieces. So they should be all set there. And then we're going to bring our lid piece and actually flip it over. And what these pieces are going to do is they're going to allow the lid, because the game board itself does not come all the way to the top, this is actually going to hold the game board in place so that it is not actually bouncing around when you're traveling. So we're going to take the spacer post and the spacer piece, and on the bottom side of that lid, just put those right there. All right, next we're going to take the lid front wall piece, and we're going to attach it to the, make sure that this is the front, so that's the side that we want it to be on, right where all the names are. And when we're attaching this to, apply the glue right on the inside there into those notches. All right, now that that's in place, we'll then take the back wall piece, which is the taller one of the 2. And on this back side here, we're actually going to do the same thing. We'll apply glue in the little notches there, and then just place this right straight down. All right, next, what we're gonna do is then we're gonna put these sidewall pieces, and do note that the side that has the wheel, the circle, is going to be pointed on the inside, so towards the inside of the lid. And then the side that has the 1 notch is going to be on the shorter end with the front wall, and then the 3 notches are going to be where the back wall that we just put in. And so just assemble those 2 sides. And then the circle in the inside again. It's all lined up. Now, this is what we have. So this will be when you have your main box. I can show you real quick. So these little grooves here that when we're assembling are actually going to hold those circle pieces that are there. And so when you put the lid on, it's going to rest in there, so that way it works like a little hinge. All right, the last part, and then we'll be done. It's gonna be the token tray lid. So in that storage box that we put together, the token tray will actually go inside along with the card storage as well. And so what this lid does is it helps so that all those tokens that are in the token tray don't fly around everywhere. So the first piece that we're going to use is going to be the token bottom lid piece. And we're going to take these 3 spacer posts. And so one of them is unique. You'll notice that of these 3, 2 of them are the same. They have a flat tip on the very end. And this one, which is going to be the center post, has kind of a slight rounded, and it's a little bit longer. And so identify which one is unique and it's different and it has that spot there. That will actually go in the middle of this center spacer, or the token bottom lid piece. And then the side spacer post pieces will actually go along the sides. So we'll just press them. And they will actually go through the board. So just note that you'll have little notches that are poking through the bottom. And then I would just apply a little bit of glue on that long side there. And push these through. And then do the same thing on the other side. All right, the next step on the bottom side of what we're just assembling, you're gonna take the token spacer pieces, which are these 3, and we're just going to attach them here on the bottom. Where those notches were sticking out. And when applying glue, I would just recommend applying the glue right here on this piece here, and it'll just stick right to everything. All right, so now that we've got that all attached, then we're going to take our token top lid piece, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slide them right on top of all of these center space post and side spacer posts, and then just attach right there. They'll fit right snug. And then last but not least, the middle divider piece And so this will actually slide in. And do note, if you do have it this way, just make sure that it's lining up. So if this notch is not lining up with this, that's how you know you have it the correct way, is to make sure that these notches line up with how these are lined up here. And then all you want to do is just slide it right in. Top of everything. All right, and there you have it.